Welcome to another episode of New to Me. I'm Stephen Michael Zach, and today we are taking a look at the ZGCINE Atom. This is their wireless microphone system. This will cost you about $79.99 at the time of the recording of this video. Let's just jump right in and check out what comes inside the box. Now, first off, you are going to get the transmitter and receiver right here, and that is all you get. There is no screen. You just have these power indicator lights. Let's take a look at the receiver first. You get your headphone jack up top. You get your out to camera and USB Type-C charging. It does have a clip here, and on this side you have your power button and your headphone volume. This is made of plastic. And it is fairly lightweight, a lot more lightweight than other mics of this size. And of course, you'll see there is no screen. Let's go over to the transmitter. Transmitter here, you get your USB Type-C, you get a built-in microphone, and you do get a place to plug in a microphone, your power button, your mute, and of course your DB. And these buttons are very clicky, and again, very plasticky. Now let's take a look at what comes in the kit. Now the first thing is you are going to get two dead cats. One of these is already broken, the plastic clips. I'll get to that when I attach the mic. You do get this very interesting gimbal attachment here, and it is interesting. We'll go into that in a bit. And of course you do get a wire for both your cell phone and for your camera here. And this does come with a lapel mic. It is a very, very thick lapel mic. I prefer my lapel mics to be thinner, but it is a thick head. But the plus side is you are not going to lose your windscreen constantly like you do on other microphones like this. And you do get a very cheap, this feels like a very cheap metal clip, but it should do the job. And next is something that I love that they included, and this is the magnetic system. This is basically so you can take your transmitter here, and you want to slide this right on, and it fits really, really well. I'm really impressed with how this is made. And then you just take your magnet, and boom, you're magnetized. Really cool. So glad that they included this, whereas most manufacturers, you would have to buy this separately. And this costs absolutely nothing to make, and I'm glad they include it. Now, moving on, they include a case. Attention all manufacturers, this is what we want. This is a case that holds everything. Yes, charging boxes are nice, but where are we going to put all the extra stuff that it comes with? And this case is pretty decent. I don't know why they added this piece of ribbon here. This is going to rip real fast. I really would have liked to have had an actual strap. And it does have like this cheap nylon-y stuff inside, which is okay. It does the job. But the case itself is very well padded. And there are, I don't know if you can see in here, there are little sides for things and everything. So all in all, it comes with a case. Yes, manufacturers of microphones, this is what we want, a case to hold everything. And lastly, it comes with a USB to USB Type-C charging. And again, attention all manufacturers. This is a one cord to rule them all. This is one cord, charges both units. This is what we want. We don't want to have a million cords or charging boxes. Just give us a cord like this that'll charge both the transmitter and receiver, and we'll be very, very happy. Huge props to ZGCINE for including this. This is brilliant. This is what we want. This is all that we need. Very cool that they include that they were the first ones to really think of that and be smart about it. Now, before we turn on the units, let's talk about the dead cat here. And primarily because these dead cats are pretty flat and pretty terrible. In fact, one of them, the plastic piece here came broken. So it was already broken. These dead cats, you can kind of fluff them up, but they are still kind of flat. And again, it's the same kind of system as the old Rode mics. You push in and then you twist, and they're supposed to twist lock. And there we go, there's the twist lock. I wouldn't do this constantly because it is pretty cheap. So here is a little interesting piece that it comes with. This is the gimbal attachment. Basically, you slide this in here and you twist, and then you just snap this onto the arm of your gimbal, and then you put your receiver right in here and plug it right into your camera. Now, the problem is it falls right off. I really wish that they had included some kind of like twisting locking pin or some kind of clamping device, because in theory this is pretty cool. It just doesn't stay on my gimbal. This is a Crane 2. It doesn't stay on my gimbal, and the whole just kind of sticking it on doesn't really work. So very interesting idea, just not executed very well. I would like to see them make this a little bit better in the future. So that's it. Now let's go ahead and turn on the units and check them out. Okay, so here we are back with the microphone, and I actually had to turn the volume all the way down to about 31%. So these things are very, very sensitive. Let's go ahead and get this up here where you can hear it a little bit better. So that is about where my Rode, I think I was on -24, and I had the volume all the way up to 80. And now this is all the way down to 30. Now, one thing I will say is the dB button on this seems to do absolutely nothing. There seems to be absolutely no difference when I press that dB button in the sound quality. It just seems to be a useless button. Again, there's no screen, so I can't tell if it's working or not. But it seems to me that it doesn't really work. And you will have to control the volume in camera. So this is what it sounds like with the windscreen on. And we will give it a little test. Now let's go ahead and pull off the windscreen, and we'll use the internal mic here. And this is the internal mic. And next we are probably going to hook up the lapel mic that it comes with so we could hear what it sounds like. But this is pretty much the internal mic. I've listened to this before, and I believe, and I'll post if I'm wrong up here somewhere, I believe the internal mic is probably going to be your best bet unless you plug in something else. Let's go ahead and plug this mic in. Okay, so here is the lapel mic, and this is what it sounds like. Check 1, check 2, check 3. This is the built-in lapel mic, and this is what it is sounding like. So the audio you're listening to right now is right from the built-in microphone, and as you can see, the Rode Wireless Go does not work with this system, which is a major strike against it. All lapel mics should work with this, and the Rode Wireless Go does not. I'm not really sure why, but I am getting absolutely no audio out of the Rode Wireless Go, so that is a major strike against this system. So just make sure that if you are going to replace the lapel mic, just make sure that the mic works with the system, and make sure it's a lapel mic you can return. But that is a major downer with this system. Okay, welcome to my garage. I'm going to go upstairs and get an ND filter, so I will talk while I go upstairs. So this is me talking, going up the stairs. I am upstairs. I'm going into the studio. I am at my one, check 2, and this is probably cutting out. So there is that. And ow, my knee. Okay, laundry room. And here I am back out in the garage. So let's go test the distance. Okay, here we are with the microphone system on. We're up close. I'm gonna walk this way. It is raining, so I apologize. Always seems to be raining when I check out these systems. Don't know why, but it always is. This. So it always seems to be raining. Walking. And hopefully you get a good idea of how of the distance of this microphone. Okay, so my final thoughts on the ZGCINE Atom. This is an interesting one. If you are on a very tight budget and you can only afford 80 bucks, this is a decent system. Now, with that said, if you are going to replace the lapel mic, be careful because not all lapel mics work with this thing. I did plug in the Rode Wireless Go, the Rode Lav Go, and got absolutely no signal whatsoever. And then I did plug in my Aspen mic and got a very strong signal. So when you get your lav mic, test it to make sure that it's going to work with the system, because not all mics seem to work with it. As far as sound quality, the built-in mic sounds pretty good. The lav mic sounded good. Earlier I was getting some tinniness out of the lav mic. Not really sure why that was. Maybe that was my setup or something else, not really sure. But this does sound pretty decent for the money. Sound quality is good there. These are very cheap plastic, so don't drop them. We'll get into what I do like. And some other negatives are the fact that one of these dead cats, the plastic here came broken, and I really don't like the way this clips on. It's got like the two clips and it does twist lock, but again, this is just very thin, cheap plastic, and it could break very easily, so you'll probably be losing your dead cats sooner than later. Some other things that were puzzling to me was the little gimbal connector here. I just really wish that there was like a little, like it was more of a clamping mechanism, because when you stick this thing on, it falls right off. So it's kind of useless. And then I wish they gave us a real strap and not a little piece of ribbon. Now, let's talk about what I do like about this, because there was a lot to like about the system. First off, every manufacturer should be giving us a case that holds everything. End of story. Charging boxes are nice, but if they don't hold all the wires and cords and everything that you need, you're still going to need to buy an extra bag or carry a case. This is fantastic. I'm glad they included that. I'm really glad they included this magnetic system. It is fantastic. This costs nothing to make, so I'm glad that they're not charging extra for it. And again, one cable to rule them all, this double charging cable in one. This is what we want, manufacturers. These two things are what we've been asking for. If you are not doing this, you should be. So, huge props to ZGCINE for doing that. Of course, you do get the cell phone wire. I don't do cell phone reviews, so I'm not going to test that. But all in all, this does come with a lot of goodies. The sound quality is not bad. Now, who is this for? Well, if you're doing YouTube, if you're doing Zoom calls, this is great. You can probably use this at a wedding and stick it in a groom's pocket. Handling noise was okay, seemed to be okay. Again, it is cheap plastic, but you can slide that in a pocket. And the sound quality was not terrible. Now, another thing I don't like is that the DB button seems to do absolutely nothing. It changes nothing. It is just there. It is useless. Mute button works, but the DB button just doesn't seem to do anything. So that was interesting. And again, there are no screens on here. That is another con, but you are foregoing the screens for the price drop. So that's it. Can I recommend this? If you're on a very tight budget, yes. If you're doing Zoom calls, if you're doing, something where, you don't need the best quality sound, even though the sound quality is pretty good on these, I could recommend these. But if you're doing narrative film work, interviews, anything that's like a paid gig, you're gonna probably want to go with something a little bit more reliable. Can you use this on the gimbal? Yes. But again, it's going to fall right off. So I would just suggest putting this right on your camera on top of the gimbal, and you should be fine. And it does come with a shoe, so you can do that. Just don't use this little piece. It doesn't really work very well. So that's it. Those are my thoughts, but I want to know yours. So leave your questions and comments in the notes below. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to mash that bell button to be notified when we drop a brand new video. And feel free to use the links as it helps out the channel. I'm Stephen Michael Zach, and this is new to me.